Hello all, James here. Now, Charles Skaggs, aka Cold Scorpio, or for you WWF New Generation fans out there, Flash Funk, he has had his trial delayed until January 26th, 2026, because the name of the person who filmed the footage of the incident in question has been given to the prosecution by the defense team. Now, the judge in this case has given the prosecution additional time to interview or depose or whatever they might want to do the auteur, the filmer, the director of the incident, so they can adequately prepare, that's a quote, for trial. So that means that Scorpio will remain on bond a little while longer before the case goes to trial. Oh, the case! Of course, the case. Well, I'm sort of probably figuring that you either completely forgot about it or you never even heard about it at the time. It was like middling news, and it sort of just disappeared after a day. So I reckon a lot of people don't even know what's happening here, but this is what's happened. Last year, ECW wrestling legend Cold Scorpio was charged with first-degree assault and 1 count of armed criminal action. Basically, he stabbed a guy multiple times. Once again, he's actually been wrestling here and there after the arrest. So most recently in GCW, as recently as August of this year in Ohio. So you'll be forgiven for not realizing that he could be in some serious legal trouble for this as well. I'm actually looking at the photo here, which I'm just going to show you. Hang on. This is all blurred out, thankfully, now. It's got the warning graphic images thing, which I'm not going to click. But the guy was in, lying in a pool of blood after the, let's charitably call it the interaction. Anyway, this all, if I can just find my thing, this all occurred over a year ago, June 24th, actually, in the early hours of June 15th. Did I say 24th? I meant 2024. June 15th, 2024. At a Love's travel stop location in Kansas City. So Scorpio was working, basically the security guard, he was the doorman, I guess you could say. Not that they call him doorman, but security at the time the incident took place. And the victim lit up a cigarette inside this Love's travel stop location. Now, the victim claims he put the cigarette out before entering the store, but it may not have been fully extinguished. So the victim is, alleged victim, I can see him on the floor now, is at least conceding that 1 point semi kind of thing. But anyway, Scorpio confronted this guy. And then an argument ensued back and forth. And then that confrontation ended up outside of the travel stop, where Scorpio alleges that the man sort of initiated the physical interaction and they started grappling with each other. Now, Scorpio told police that this is when they were sort of, I don't know, maybe even collar and elbow tied up, who knows at this point. That's when Scorpio told police that he pulled out his pocket knife and stabbed the man in self-defense a number of times. Police say that when they arrived at the man, once again I'm going to show the image while I read this, the man was lying on the ground bleeding from several areas including the abdomen, buttocks, legs, chest and head. Police were able to speak with him later that day at a local hospital where the victim, the alleged or whatever, I mean he's there, guy claimed that Scorpio was the aggressor in this. Now, in a world where security staff, both here and I guess at least in certain states in America, are being told whatever you do, do not interact with or, try and stop anything happening in any shop that you happen to be the security for. Scorpio has very, very much disregarded that directive, if nothing else. That being said, the stabbing somebody in the, and I've got to read this again, abdomen, buttocks, legs, chest, and head. Just by reading all those body parts out loud, they don't read that well, and I wonder what the defense is going to claim, because stabbing a dude practically from head to toe might be difficult to claim with the jury or wash with the jury that it was in self-defense. I don't know what they've got cooking up here, but when you've got 5 different areas of your main, it's not like right chest, left chest, it's chest, abdomen, major body parts here, and pretty much all across the board. It all sounds like a prison shanking more than anything else, like Breaking Bad style thing. Now, TMZ says this, we have the visuals of the extent of the injuries, which require dozens of staples and stitches throughout his body. I'm not reading it off the website, but I don't actually know what it was. But I've got it on my little script here. What's interesting is we're told the man was actually a big fan of Scorpio growing up and was completely shocked to run into the wrestler, let alone get in a bloody brawl with him. I mean, if he knew him or not, he'd probably be shocked. But this news really kind of bummed me out because not only am I a fan of Scorpio, I mean, he's one of the most underrated performers in modern wrestling history for my money. I thought he was great. I was always a fan of his, but I was even bigger fan of his when I interviewed him afterwards. He was loads of fun, super nice fella. Now, once again, I realise I don't know this guy at all, other than a couple of hours talking with him over a Zoom call. You know, you don't really get the measure of somebody. But he gave a really, really great impression, I thought, as well. I was actually going to interview him a second time, but in between the first time of interviewing and the second time of interviews, his price had upped considerably, let me tell you. Now, a lot of people's prices were upped considerably because when I started doing this in 21, 22, around that time, it was the COVID times, people were bored, they weren't doing much wrestling, and it was kind of a bit of pocket money kind of thing. And then by 2023, the word had got out, and all of a sudden people were charging shoot DVD interview prices for Zoom interview money, and it kind of just priced most people, including me eventually, out of doing it. Anyway, that's a little aside. I'll be keeping a keen eye on proceedings of this, and hopefully I'll have an update come late January should the trial commence. As always, like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you for the next video.